Hi everyone, Adam McKenzie here, the creator of Strong and Sexy, and today I wanted to give you some great content that I know is really going to help you move forward with whether it's your exercise goal or any goal that you have in your life that perhaps you've been stuck with or that's come around a few times that you've never quite got on top of. And if you can take this simple principle, and it's, to be honest with you, probably the most effective principle and philosophy that you could ever take on board to make sure you can achieve whatever you want. If you can do that, then as of today, you can start systematically working towards achieving anything that you want in your life. So, without carrying on too much, the topic of today is called the slight edge. And if you want to learn more about this type of philosophy, an amazing book is by a guy called Jeff Olson, and literally it's called The Slight Edge. And this is a book I've gone back to probably 3 or 4 times over the years, especially when I feel like things are either tough or they're getting away from me, or that I've got a particular person that I really want to help. You know, I always go back to this book as a core philosophy and principle towards achieving anything that I want and helping other people achieve what they want as well. So if you haven't read it, it's a great book. It's an easy read, so make sure that you put it on your book list. You can download it from Kindle or iBooks in a matter of minutes. All right, one of the simple things that the book breaks down and this whole philosophy breaks down is when you want to work towards, let's say, a goal in your life, or your ideal self, or a weight loss goal, or a financial goal, whatever it might be. A nice simple plan is plan, do, and review. And why it's so simple, but yet something that we all, I guess in some ways, get wrong or stuff up, is we spend way too long where? We spend way too long here and way too long here, okay? And often, you know, we'll start with a plan. You'll get excited. You want to take on that weight loss program, or you'll want to go and do that trip or learn about doing that new thing. So we'll learn lots about it, we'll get lots of information, we plan it, all right? And you need the plan. The plan needs to be your first step. Whether it's a plan that ends up changing 6 or 7 times throughout the process, doesn't matter, okay? We need a plan to start. And once you have that plan, what's the next step, all right? You need to do it, okay? And the only way you're ever gonna know if it is the right plan or the wrong plan, or whether that plan needs to change, is by doing it, okay? But often we get stuck. We make this plan, we don't really do the do, so you mess around for ages, make lots of excuses, tell lots of stories, and then you review. And how do you think the review looks for that plan you started with? This shit doesn't work, same old thing, I always stuff up, I can never do this. I've tried that before, it never works, that diet never works, that exercise program doesn't work, that's not for me, I can't earn that amount of money. Whatever it might be, I'm sure those conversations you either heard somebody say before or you've had them yourself. And the main issue with that is right here, okay? The doing part never happened, all right? And we're gonna look into that a little bit. Why does the doing part not happen, you know? Is this plan that people are starting on holding all the eggs in one basket? Are you making such a big emphasis on this one plan that everything is attached to it, right? Rather than just realizing this is the plan I'm going to start with, so let's go. Often I think we put all this planning, we put all this energy and effort into this big plan, then we're almost afraid to do it, because guess what? If I do it and it doesn't work, what does that make me? And to be honest with you, if you think that's going to make you a failure, it's not. It's actually going to make you grow and become even more amazing and more successful, because that's how you learn, that's how you grow, that's how you improve, that's how you benefit from your mistakes to get better at anything. And the problem is, though, we put so much emphasis on being afraid to fail, all right, that we spend more time reviewing the plan than we actually do doing the plan. So if you can take that concept and break it down to nice, simple, practical steps, like here's the plan I'm going to start with today, okay? I'm going to do these things on my plan today, okay? At the end of the day, how did I go? How did I feel? What was hard? What was easy? Review. Is that the right plan I want to stick with tomorrow? Yes, no, maybe. Maybe I'll change a couple of things. Maybe I'm just going to keep going until I feel like I've either gotten to a point where I can't move forward anymore, or I need to adjust because it's just the wrong way, or I'm succeeding in everything I wanted to do. Awesome plan, okay? But I really want you to think about that at a really simple, basic level, and take away all the emphasis on this plan being the one and only plan that will get you to something or somewhere, because it won't. It's the plan that you need to start. It's that plan that's going to get you to take that first step, okay? And that's it. Next thing here about the slight edge and this whole philosophy, okay, is literally that it's a slight edge, okay? It's a little bit of improvement day by day, okay? And if you've ever read a book called The Compound Effect, most of us at least understand what compound interest is, okay? It's not this one big thing that suddenly goes wham, there you go, there was the solution, or there was that massive thing that happened in my life, or I just need to wait until I can get that, or until I can afford that, or until I am fit enough to do that. All right, we all make those sorts of excuses all the time, but I bet you if you started now and started to think, okay, that's what I want to end up with, what do I need to do today in little steps to work towards that? Maybe I'll take one step towards it today, maybe I'll take two, okay? But start now. Next thing here, positive daily actions done consistently over time, okay? There is nobody I have ever seen lose a massive amount of weight and sustain it long term only doing something for a short period of time. It doesn't work. We've seen it. It's even been proven in front of you all with programs like The Biggest Loser, okay? People that win the lottery, exactly the same thing. Most of the time, people in The Biggest Loser end up putting all the weight back on and more, okay? And even when you see that episode when the contestants come back, half of them were fat again, okay? Same with people who win the lottery. You know, they get all this money. They haven't changed what they do on a daily basis. It's all the same. They haven't changed how they think and view about themselves, money, weight, food, whatever it might be. Suddenly they're back to where they were before, if not worse, okay? And the simple reason behind that is because they haven't done this step. They skipped this step. That was that one big event that happened that, you know, was a massive change in their life. Everything they were all holding on, that one ticket or that one magic pill, okay? But the problem is when that comes along, you didn't change anything, okay? And if you don't change anything, how are you going to sustain it long term, all right? And I don't want to waffle on here because I know I have a tendency to do that, but I really want you to understand the core essence of what I'm trying to say here. And what you got to think is whatever I'm working towards, whatever you want to have or achieve, or however you want to feel, right? You have to start today, and you need to make it a positive daily action, all right? Done consistently over time. Just keep thinking about that all the time. Every day, in every way, I get better and better. All right? Every day, in every way, I improve bit by bit. Okay? And just start running that mantra through your head. Say it 50 times a day if you need to. Whatever it might be, but instill and ingrain that philosophy inside yourself. Because if you do that, what you won't realize is you're going to build your own compounding momentum. You're going to start increasing that little bit by little bit. You're going to start feeling that bit better. You're going to start saving that little bit more money. You're going to start losing a little bit more weight. You're going to start changing all those habits. You're going to start putting that crap into your body. You're going to start getting fitter and fitter, stronger and stronger, more lean muscle, burning more fat. It's all going to compound, okay? And the great thing is, from an emotional and mental point of view, I'm not worried about what's happening tomorrow even. I'm only focused on what do I need to do today to help me get to where I want to be tomorrow. Every day in every way, I get better and better, okay? And that's all you've got to think. Start with the end in mind always. What do you want to have? What do you want to achieve? Then break it right down and put it into positive daily actions done consistently over time. This one here is a big one. Over time, don't give up. We all want instant gratification, instant results. You want to see something now. We've become such an impatient, I guess, demographic and race of people that we want to see everything now. I want to pick up the phone, I can do it now. I want to find anything I put on Google, I find out now. You know, everything, every piece of marketing you'll read, lose weight 10 kilos in 2 days. Take this magic pill, stand on a vibration machine, and somehow it's going to make me lose fat and build muscle. Like, There's so many different things out there that are trying to tell you to get everything right now. But think back to when you were a kid, all right? When you were a baby and you needed to learn to walk. All right, when we needed to learn to walk, how did you do that? You got up, you wobbled around, and you fell back down again, straight on your bottom where you probably donked your head a couple of times. All right, I got 3 kids. I watched the process many times, especially because each one of them was a little bit different. And imagine if your child, all right, or you even, decided to give up, and the next day you didn't get up, and you didn't do that little bit more. You just thought, this is too hard, I can't do it. And imagine you as a parent giving up on your kid. I mean, how long realistically would you give your child to learn how to walk? What's your limit? You know, and I'm pretty sure that most of you would say there is no time limit on something like that. My kid is going to walk. It's an undeniable faith. Okay? What happened to that undeniable faith in what you're trying to achieve and with what you're trying to do? You know, where did that philosophy and that process go? You know, the way that the world works, it didn't go anywhere, but we've been conditioned, okay, over time to think that we need to get everything now. I need to purchase and buy everything now. Even if I don't have money, get instant credit and buy it now. All right? I can't afford to do that. Take this supplement and it will melt fat off your body and you can do it now. Okay? And the problem with that is we've lost this whole process of how we evolve and how we improve and how we learn. You know, and one of the best quotes I've ever heard is the fastest way to improving in anything is speeding up your rate of failure. Okay? And what that means is the more you fail and the faster you fail, the quicker you learn. Right? And the quicker you're going to improve with whatever you want to improve on. So I really hope that I'm relaying this across to you the right way, because I want you to take this philosophy on board. And if you're not going to take it in just from listening to me, read this book, read other things. Start thinking about what are the things that you can do on a daily basis to move you forward, okay, to improve all these aspects of your life, and start putting them down. How do you want your finances to be? How do you want your health to be? How do you want to feel about your body? What are your relationships like? You know, there's a whole lot of different things. How are you feeling about your own self-image? You know, start writing down what you want. Then start thinking, if that's what I want, what are the daily positive activities I need to do consistently over time to end up there? And these activities will change over time. They'll evolve. You'll improve. You'll start realizing different things. You'll get more confidence. You'll start to feel a lot better about yourself. Momentum will get behind you. And before you know it, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long it takes, when you're there and you achieve it, do you really think you're going to look back and go, oh, that was such an arduous process. I can't believe that took so long. That sucked. No, because it's not the $1 million that you get at the end of it. It's not the 20 or 30 kilos as a number that you achieved at the end of this process. It's who you become from going through the process. It's what you learn, not just about the process, but about yourself from going through this. That's the key. And I promise you, anybody who has gone through the process and lost weight the right way, or made lots of money the right way, or had an amazing relationship, going through this process and working on it, is always going to be able to replicate it and do it again, because they've learned what it takes. And if you've never gone through this process in any aspect of your life, and sorry if I'm giving multiple examples, but I want you to understand that you can apply this to anything in your life. If you haven't ever done this, and be honest with yourself, be realistic here and realize, how often have you given up on anything that you really wanted, and why did you give up? Because if it's just a matter of sticking with it on a daily activity and not thinking about anything else except achieving what you've set for yourself that day, you know, I promise you, you're going to feel amazing and you're going to have everything that you ever wanted. And that process is going to be with you forever. Okay, so last point here before I get too carried away is your past does not determine your future. This is a big one. It was a big one for me, okay? And those of you who don't know my story, I've been overweight twice, okay? I was 100 kilos the first time. I lost it all, felt great. I lost 32 kilos in 6 months, okay? So that wasn't really, you know, a slow process, but it was just a matter of the same things I did every single day, getting up and getting into a habit. But I didn't realize that back then. I just did it because I was in so much pain with how I felt. And that's often what happens with a lot of us. We do things because there's so much pain or so much pleasure, but maybe we missed the process. Maybe we weren't conscious of actually how we achieved it. The second time I put the weight on is I snapped my Achilles. All right, and I've always been an athlete. I've always trained lots. I'm a very physical, active person. That's how I release, and that's what I love to do. And I couldn't exercise properly for 10 months. All right, and at the time I had a lot of clients. I had great support network around me, but I fell in a heap. I put on almost 19 kilos in the 10 months. I couldn't exercise. I was unmotivated. Started to really not like who I was again and my body, and I really had an internal battle for a long time, because here I am trying to help other people, but internally I was struggling a lot myself. And it wasn't until literally the first time I read this book that I realized, suck it up. Like, I can sit here and mope around and be the victim for a long time, or I can make a list of things that I need to do on a daily basis to improve. Every single aspect of my life that I want to improve, or anything that I want to achieve. I just need a list. I just need to make practical steps on a daily basis to improve. Every day, in every way, I improve a little bit, bit by bit. Whatever it is for you, come up with a mantra, or come up with something that's powerful enough for you to motivate yourself to keep this going. And realize you're going to have days where you don't feel like doing it. You're going to have days where you're going to have those conversations in your head where you go, meh, I'll do it later. But what's the one thing as human beings that we all have in common? All right, we all have the same value to a certain extent with our time, okay? And the more time that you waste, you're never going to get that time back, okay? It's the one commodity that we can't make more of. All right. Yes, you can structure your time, and you can do a whole lot of things to try and make the most of your time. But at the end of the day, if your ticket's up, your ticket's up. Okay. And there's lots of sad stories around that I've heard. There's clients I've had who have died at a young age, and I've been at their funeral looking at their young kids. And I have young kids, and that stuff just tears you apart. And I watch, people coming in their 50s who have never done anything in their life to make themselves feel better. And I don't want that for anybody, and my mission in life is to help everybody achieve more and to achieve a better version of themselves. That's what I love to do. So, keeping that in mind, okay, don't waste your time. Okay, we all have the same time. That's the same choice that you can make. Yes, there's sacrifices and other things out there, but stop, without being rude here, bullshitting yourself. Okay, stop lying to yourself. Stop telling stories to yourself. Whatever you need to do it. Okay, and forget about everything else, because everything else is just what? It's not important. If it's something that you have to do and it's a positive daily action, maybe it's even an action that's not positive, but you need to do it to keep moving forward, then do it. All right, and all I want to say is, be the person who does this. Don't be the person who thinks about it and talks about it. Be the person who does it, okay? Be the action taker who makes stuff happen. And like I said, reward yourself by going through this process at least once in your life, or getting better at this process, because like I said, you'll be able to relate it to every part of your life. So go out there, be great, be happy, and go into every single day full of passion and determination. And I look forward to speaking to you soon.